And we're live.
Remember, we had to do that with the LNIs, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. You're not going to get them all. It's just
No, people just.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, mine sit on my table ready to cut. I keep forgetting to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
Drop it off tomorrow.
I filled one out as a sample. I still got one in the mail.
Lucas working late.
There he is.
There
Now, do we have to get that done this week? A publication of that?
Yes, I've sent him one, and I'm waiting for verification from Johanna on the second one. So we don't know if they want to do it or if we're supposed to do it.
She gave her first solo interview to Brian Tapp.
Okay.
Heard him? We hadn't either. He's a local.
Did you work Lucas too hard today?
I must have.
You want a drink? You want a drink? I'll go grab you some water if you want a drink.
I've got one, thanks.
Oh, great.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm missing
You guys made it halfway through the alphabet.
We're doing good, aren't we?
Oh, no.
1 minute. 1 minute or so time.
It's Johanna.
Hey, Bill.
How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty else tired. My fever.
Same thing.
There he is.
Lucas? Minutes there. Part of a minute. Call the meeting to order. Karen, would you do a roll call, please?
Vanessa Arthur, first ward. Lucas Stansberry, second ward.
Here.
Bill Houston, third ward.
Here.
Darrell Westhoff, fourth ward.
Present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Bill, would you do an invocation, please?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your blessings. Father, the way that you wash care for us. Father, we just pray that you preside over this meeting, that everything that's said and done will be in your will. We ask this in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could I have a motion for acceptance of the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion for the acceptance of the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Nobody at public forum, we'll move on to regular business. Item A, consider resolution authorizing notes for interim financing USDA project.
Brett's here again. Can't we pass it out?
Thanks, sir. You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the council. Brett Sjogren with Stiefel Public Finance out of Wichita. I was here, I think I looked at the calendar about 8 weeks ago at the end of July and presented an idea to refinance your interim finance for your USDA water project. You currently have a temporary note outstanding at an interest. It's a drawdown temporary note at an interest rate of 7.2%, and we thought we could possibly bring that interest rate down by refinancing that temporary note, as well as being able to reinvest the note proceeds at a higher interest rate and earn some money to either be used towards the project, or you can also use it to pay some of the interest cost on the new temporary note. And since that meeting, we worked with your administration to develop the preliminary official statement, which is the offering document we use to get investors comfortable with the credit of the city. It's a document that has information about the economics of the city. It talks about the security on the temporary note. It talks about a lot of information. It's about a 100-page document altogether with your audit included in there. We put that document together and submitted it to both rating agencies, Moody's and S&P Global. And ourselves and Johanna kind of interviewed both. We kind of got a feel for both and determined that we wanted to go with S&P Global. We just had a better feel about them, and they were able to, before the call even started, kind of give us an indication of where that rating may come in at. And so we went ahead and went with S&P Global. They had a rating call and interviewed us and Johanna, got an update on the city and kind of fund balances, things like that, and how things are going. They reaffirmed your existing long-term rating at A stable, and they assigned an SP1 rating to the temporary notes. Both are high-grade, investment-grade ratings, and so that's good news. Usually the higher the rating, the lower the interest rate. So we got a good rating on the temporary notes. We then used that rating and sent the documents to a list of potential underwriters, purchasers, and banks, as well as your local banks. And we scheduled the temporary note sale to this morning at 10 a.m. This morning, we opened up the bids and received 3 bids on the temporary notes. The third best bid was from GN Bank, an interest rate of 5.91%, which a total interest cost, if you were to keep the temporary note out to maturity, would be about $1,349,000. The cover bid was from Oppenheimer and Company, an interest rate of 4% to yield 3.25%. But that difference in the coupon and yield generated a premium of about $74,246. So the net interest cost on that bid would be $838,762.89, bringing the true interest cost down to 3.649607%. And the best bid was from Robert W. Baird and Company, a coupon or an interest rate of 3.625% to yield 3.1. After the premium, the net interest cost came down to $819,517.93. The true interest cost, which is what we compare to determine who the best bid is, came in at 3.581170%. That was the best bid. Baird is a good bidder on our securities here in Kansas. And even though we got 3 bids, Baird typically bids with a syndicate. They have a group of investors and purchasers kind of come together and submit one bid. So we got 3 bids, but we had a lot of participation within that winning bid. So the best bid from Robert W. Baird and Company, 3.58117%. Basically lowering that down from 7.2% to that 3.58%. And so that's a good result. You might remember we broke this into 2 bank qualified transactions. Bank qualified allows the purchasers, if they're banks, to use the full advantage of the tax exempt status, therefore get a lower interest rate. And so we issued, this is about 75% of the total amount authorized for this project. So we issued about 75% of it today. The plan is to issue the remaining amount late next year in order to do another bank qualified transaction and being able to reinvest those proceeds as well. If that rate comes in at the same rate as it does today, and with Fed rate cuts, a lot of people think it may be lower next year. So we hope that's the case. But if they come in the same, the total interest cost would be $981,000 and change. That's down from what we believe if the draw schedule goes to plan and you were to borrow the rest of the money at your current interest rate of 7.2%, that would be just under $1.3 million. So there's some good savings there. This is step 1. Step 2, on October 15th is when we close the note issue. That's when we'll be reinvesting the note proceeds and get them earning some interest. So anything on top of that is gravy, I guess. But we had a Zoom meeting this morning with Johanna to discuss the note sale results, as well as talk about the reinvestment program. Stiefel Capital Management is going to put together a portfolio of treasury bonds to reinvest these note proceeds in. Early indications are this first group, the 75% of the issuance could generate approximately $300,000. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. If not, there's a resolution for consideration tonight put together by Gilmore and Bell, your bond counsel, and Mitch Walters here from Gilmore and Bell to answer any legal questions you may have. Mitch, I didn't look at the documents. Do they have to accept the bid first and then adopt the resolution?
We condensed it into one motion, accepting the bid
Okay.
and adopting the
Okay.
resolution.
So one motion accepts the best bid from Robert W. Baird and Company and then adopts the resolution, setting forth everything to get the notes closed on October 15th. I'd be happy to stand for any questions you may have.
All things considered, are the bids, I guess, just looking, because one's really close, just 19,000 difference between Oppenheimer and Robert W.
Robert W. Baird.
Yeah, is there, I guess, what's the, we would take the lowest one no matter what, correct? Is that what we want to do?
Typically, unless one of the bids we felt wasn't what they call responsible bid, if it was from a firm that we're not familiar with, that we don't have trust that they can complete the transaction. Baird and Oppenheimer, they bid on a lot of stuff. They're big institutions, so we don't have any problem with accepting those bids. If all the bidders are what they call responsible bidders, we take the lowest true interest cost.
Okay. And you feel like they're all responsible?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys? What resolution would that be?
It's going to be 2024-14.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we accept the bid by Robert W. Baird and Company to go along with our, I don't know how you'd say it, our USDA project financing.
Interim finance.
And also to accept resolution 2024-14.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
I don't think so. We don't need a roll call, do we?
No, we don't need a roll call. So do we want to, I mean, I have the signature pages with the documents. We could take a 5-minute recess to get these signed, or.
You want to
just
sign
wait
them so
until
they can
the
take them with
conclusion of
them?
the meeting? At your-
Instead of
They
making them
both have
wait,
like a 3-hour drive home.
yeah, I'd suggest you do that out of courtesy.
So we're in a 5-minute recess?
Mr. Mayor, motion we take a 5-minute
Yeah.
recess to sign documents.
Actually, Karen, do you want to go back there and do it because you're gonna have to do the ceiling thing?
Yeah, as long as we do a recess, because I otherwise have to take notes. I got your motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Okay, you guys gotta go sign. Where do you want them, Karen?
Probably the easiest might be just right here.
You do need to seal.
Yes, we will need to see it. Either one. Or we can do it up here or up here.
Make sure.
Come over here if you want.
Sometimes trial there. Yeah, sometimes, they don't
Seems
do
like
that.
they're doing two separate ones.
That one time, if there's not a resolution, put it on the agenda, and then sometimes they're uncomfortable with doing something that's not on.
Huh?
I was just gonna read Let's see if there's a soda in there.
That could be. Oh, yeah.
That's for the state.
Sorry, I've only got one done. It's over here.
Catch that?
probably what Mitch told me, make sure.
Okay. Well, he brought all the papers. Oops. It must have been. Washington Hotel Tennessee. Yep.
No, it's not close to that. I think it's a question. How much tax? Right. That's the big question. Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. No.
Almost.
Do you have the resolution, Karen?
I think Mitch has all of it.
Yes.
Do what?
Mitch
He
has
has
all of
one.
it. He just handed you the signature pages, I'm pretty sure.
I do have the resolution.
Did you do a summary by chance?
Huh?
Did you do a summary as well?
So this is the summary.
That is a summary. Dang. Okay, I don't think that needs a seal.
Would you like a copy of the resolution, Mr. Mayor?
Well, I think we
It's-
need to,
I
We
think
need to
it-
post
You
it.
have it electronic.
Yeah, it's on
Okay.
Dropbox.
Yeah, is it Adobe or is it
We sent
Word?
it
I
in
can't
Word.
remember.
It's
Word,
in the
okay, yeah.
document,
Philip likes it in Word.
I can certainly leave this here with you.
well, I just wondered if I need to sign the resolution since we already passed. it.
One of those signature
Yeah.
pages was the resolution.
Was there one of them on there?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay, what's this? Do you want to look at these, Mitch, and make sure that,
Yeah, I'll give him a quick once over. Once we're done, but
And this is,
Is that just exit minutes all? Okay.
that's it.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
You got everything?
Yep, we're all set.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Safe travel. Thanks.
Thank you.
Call the meeting back to order. Moving on to item B, award construction contract for sidewalk project and issue notice to proceed.
There's a bid tabulation on your Dropbox. We had 5 bids for the upcoming sidewalk project. Do you guys see that? It's kind of small. We were having trouble blowing it up bigger. JT Construction, Sproul's, Mission, Home Center, and Heckenwicker. Mission Construction was the low bidder. The engineer went through and reviewed all the bids for completeness and correctness and confirmed that Mission is the lowest bidder at $446,590, which was significantly below the engineer's estimate.
Who did the ones by the school?
Prado, they didn't bid.
They didn't bid?
Mm-mm.
They look so
They're,
good.
I know, they're so good. They're out of Wichita, and I'm wondering if that was just a year that maybe they didn't have as much work and would come this far. But yeah, I was kind of looking for their bid too, but we didn't get one.
So Heckenwicker's only like $300 higher, right?
Yeah, it was super close. The whole room went hushed whenever they read out the second 446.
Were there any references?
We didn't take references, did we?
No,
It's CDBG.
yeah, they took all the bids with them and then returned them. So we still have their original bids, but they took the bid packets with them and went through them.
I don't know anything about it, unfortunately.
CDBG requires that you take the lowest bidder unless there's something, a very material reason that you don't want to take the low bidder.
That's pretty much all, right?
Yes.
So you just need to accept it.
Mhm.
Mr. Mayor, motion that we accept the bid from Mission Construction Company Incorporated out of St. Paul in the amount of $446,590.
There were, oh, sorry. I keep interrupting after they make the
For our
motion.
sidewalk project.
Yes.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
One small update with that sidewalk project. We did have a couple questions for CDBG since we were actually awarded 600,000. Carrie with CDBG said we have about 49,000 of wiggle room before we have to do a large change order. We did have a contract addendum with Earl's Engineering to do the easement surveys and paperwork. And that was $6,000. And we're paying for temporary easements for some of the businesses on St. John. And that adds up to about 9,000. She said we could add those costs. The other costs we were considering is we are going to have a lot of residents, not on St. John, but in the city limits that will likely lose trees. So when it comes closer to time, we might consider replacing some trees for people, which that still isn't going to make people, might make them a little bit happier, but they'll lose their big mature trees and get small trees. But that's one of the things we thought about maybe adding. And that's really all I have for updates.
Okay, moving on to item C. Schedule public hearing for CDBG fairground application.
That should be for October 7th. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't come up on the printed agendas.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we schedule a public hearing for CDBG for the fairgrounds application Monday, October 7th, this year at 5:05 PM here at City Hall.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? What date's that?
Monday, October 7th.
So next meeting.
Yeah, it's showing up on the agenda online, but not on the printed one, so I'm not sure.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You got it that time and then you're. Moving on to item D. Schedule public hearing to close out CDBG sewer project.
That will also be October 7th. And we'll have both of them October 7th. Also, we'll have 2 public hearings. I would say so, yeah. Or
One's at 5, one's at 5:05.
Why don't you just have it following that one that way in case there is something there, it takes more time.
Mr. Mayor, motion that we schedule the public hearing to close out the CDBG sewer project to follow our fairground project on October 7th at our 5 PM meeting here at City Hall.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item E, possible approval of home occupation for hair salon at 311 West Buffalo.
Terry did the inspection on this. He's already signed off on it. I have a copy on the Dropbox. Here,
I spoke with him as well. It's R2.
yeah.
He corrected it. It was initially listed as R3. It's R2. He said it meets our ordinance and meets our requirements.
So it just has to be approved by the council now.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve a home occupation for a hair salon at 311 West Buffalo Street in Girard.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item F, consider common consumption ordinance. I think there was some discussion with our attorney and stuff that we could probably table this for now because it won't apply to anything that's going on now because the state needs, 30 days after we pass the ordinance for them to review it. So it wouldn't be in time for the fall festival anyhow, so.
What were we discussing on it?
We just want to make sure it wants the entire square.
Plus the veterans part.
Plus the veterans.
So that is a very large area to police. I need to do some more research on that and make sure it's going to be safe and good for our city, liability wise, concerned as well. So I just want to do some more research on that. So if you'd table it for now, I think that's what we need to do.
Mr. Mayor, motion we table considering the common consumption ordinance.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item G, consider modification of international agreement with Fair.
Interlocal, Mayor, not international.
this is in reference to the CDBG
Interlocal.
fairgrounds application. And Steve A came in prior to the meeting and we discussed the changes. I think he's fine with them. I had actually received an email from Miss Brown at the fairgrounds, and I had some questions about contracts. So I talked to CDBG, and then we ended up modifying the agreement we already had. Basically, what we did was add to it and say sub-applicant would be responsible for all costs, even on contracts that the city has to sign because it's a CDBG project, and that if awarded, they would put the match money on deposit with the city.
Right.
So it's just strengthening what we already,
Just to make sure we don't
yes,
have any
clarifying
costs
and yes.
So we do need just to approve the interlocal agreement
Yes.
now. Okay, Mr. Mayor, I motion that we accept the modified interlocal agreement as presented with the Fair Board.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item H, accept judge's report for August 2024 showing $1,598 collected, total to the city of $1,386.50.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we accept the judge's report in the amount of $1,598 collected and $1,386.50 to the city.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item I, nominate Mickey Pyle and Lucas Stansbury for voting delegates at the Kansas Municipal League meeting.
Yeah, got it? Can handle it? Mr. Mayor, I motion that we nominate Mickey Pyle and Lucas Stansbury as voting delegates for the Kansas Municipal League.
Good job.
You do it?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J, nominate Lanessa Arthur and Darrell Westhoff as alternate voting delegates for Kansas Municipal League.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we nominate Vanessa Arthur and Daryl Westhoff as alternate voting delegates at the Kansas Municipal League.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item K, possible approval of cereal malt beverage special event permit for Beer Garden on October 12th, 2024 at 109 to 113 East Prairie.
We have Mr. Goins here. He has, he's going to help out, and he's applied for a permit to sell cereal malt beverage only. This will be at the Girard Main Street lots that they own. He's filled out the permit. He's put everything in there. They're going to have it all fenced off. There's only going to be one entrance. He's only going to sell cereal malt beverage. There'll be no liquor. So it has to be approved by the council and not ABC. We approve it as a city or disapprove as a city, and then we send it on to ABC so they are aware of it.
What's 109 and 113? What buildings are those?
That's that lot we have.
An empty lot on
That's
the,
the one
On the
Lots over
south
there
side of
that
the
have,
square.
Vacant lot.
Ours used to be.
no, on,
Oh, Sound.
Sours.
Yeah.
Well, that's-
We have the gazebo.
Sounds great.
So the fence.
So the time's 12 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So 12 noon to 11 at night.
Drink a lot of beer in that amount.
How many people do you have working this, James?
The plan right now is no less than 3 people at a time. Right now I have 6 individuals willing to help me out. Minimum, I want 1 doorman, woman, whatever, somebody there checking IDs before they even enter the premises. And then at least 2 servers who will also check IDs according to state regulations. Anybody that it appears to be less than 40 years of age will need to be carded. And then backup is the servers double checking if needed.
Anybody have any questions?
What's the actual time you're going to be open?
We're looking tentatively at noon.
There will be first in line.
No.
We're sure that this is not going to get out on the street.
That's the idea. We have a
The
fenced
way we've got everything, the way we have everything planned out at the moment, and it's a work in progress, but I've got things set up on a corner. The door itself, the entryway, 3 foot wide, where the card checker will be, they will have eyes on 2 of what we're kind of considering our walls, which will be the orange safety fence. Because we are concerned about people just being able to hand stuff over. On the other corner that we've got set up, both servers will be able to keep eyes on the other 2 walls, or what we're calling the walls, again, the orange safety fence. And if I have extra individuals available, they can help keep an eye on stuff. We're also looking at a small safety issue, which is a tripping hazard that I want to get with the actual owner of the property to see if we can bring in something to mitigate that so that there's no liability there.
With the tile.
No, the section, on the drawing that we've got up there, it's basically a 34 by 45 foot area. And the reason we chose that area is to help with security, help try to keep everything contained, and to avoid as many of the tripping hazards as possible, because there is a lot of broken concrete. There's some drop offs. If you stumble back towards the alley, there's quite a drop off there. We didn't want to have to deal with any of that. And the tripping hazard, it dips down maybe 4 to 6 inches, but we feel like less than a cubic yard of chat or gravel would smooth that out and prevent any issues there. But that's why we kind of chose the shape and the size that we did to help with safety issues as well as security.
Any more questions?
Canned beer only?
Can beer only, and we even have a local citizen that is more than happy to discard of that trash for us.
Take the cans.
So it helps him out, helps us out.
Well, glass is an issue. Go for it.
Yeah, we wanted to stay away from glass bottles for that reason. We don't want the glass itself ending up sidewalk, streets, stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Mr. Mayor, I motion that we approve the cereal malt beverage special event permit for Beer Garden on October 12th from 109 to 113 East Prairie Avenue from noon to 11 p.m.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item L, approval of bid for power plant wire.
Cliff can probably explain better what the wires.
Except for the 4-pole.
Yes, it goes from the 4-pole to the new pole. We actually had to find the exact same wire that's coming out of the power plant now, and that was very hard to do. I didn't think it was gonna be that big a deal until the engineers said it has to be about the same. And one that they found, they were quite a bit higher than the other one that I found. And that one that I found, they can get in here in a couple of days. And the other vendor, I think they said it was like 109 days.
Okay.
Okay, which
Cheaper
one
and
did you
quicker.
find?
Yes. Do what?
Which one did you find?
The wholesale electric.
Yeah, the other quote's kind of confusing because it has
Okay.
2 amounts on it.
It's got 2 amounts on it.
Got it.
And we do get charged tax, so there'll be tax on there.
No shipping and handling?
16508.61.
Yeah, it's almost half the price.
So are they showing 2 different things on theirs?
On that
Standing.
one,
Mm-hmm.
yes, the engineer threw that second one out because it didn't meet the spec sheet.
So you're at the 20,900.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be at the 16,005 plus tax. Mr. Mayor, motion that we approve the bid for a power plant wire by Wholesale Electric Supply in the amount of $16,508.61 plus tax.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item M, executive session for non-elected personnel to discuss employee pay and promotion opportunities.
Mr. Mayor, motion we go into executive session for non-elected personnel to discuss employee pay and promotional opportunities. Recommend 15-minute session to include mayor, council, city attorney, city administrator, and public works director.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
See anything on there for you?
It's that.
Yeah.
Roll right into it.
I'll send you the electronic. I don't know why they didn't do a summary of it.
And they've been giving me work.
Can it just be the very beginning? Or
I
wait,
don't know.
I was looking online. I thought I
This is
saw.
how long our resolution is.
That'd be longer than very.
Look, when you get closer to work.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if it needs to be published or not. Resolutions don't necessarily always have to be posted. Take care. Oh, that's nice. We're not gonna be here very long.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge.
Are they not in there yet? Are they talking?
Now they don't. Bill was in, coming out of your office.
So are you gonna
Do whatever
contact
you want.
Mitch or, I don't know,
Where's Bill? Who's
if
driving?
he has some sort of a summary of it?
I asked him and he kind of smiled like, no.
Yeah, he said, this is the summary.
That's correct.
So, well,
You
so
remember.
you've got this first page here that looks normal.
Mhm.
Oh, but then it goes into the articles, doesn't it, after that?
I'm going to look at it.
I see.
We just got all this
Oh,
today.
my goodness, yeah, it goes. Good. You would think you could do everything here, because it gives the dates, the maturities, the amounts, the description of the project. And then it says, be it resolved with Girard.
That'll be good enough.
And then if you just do a summary then of including all definitions and articles, or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, like you've done in the past on the summaries where you just say,
Go to the
full,
website.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the full thing is
I
there.
will get you a permit, a license, and the police usually deliver it, so they'll probably just deliver it to your store if that's okay. It will
Absolutely.
not be tomorrow. I gotta be out of town tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'll be back Wednesday.
Well, now we can start moving forward.
Yes, sir. You
Making
should.
sure we got everything we need and I'll keep trying to get a hold of Jessica and
So if you try to get alcohol and can't, if we get out of here, I'll try to get it done tonight. Well, no, the safe's already locked. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll come in
No-
first thing in the morning.
no real rush on our part. I know a lot of the special event stuff from the research I did, it's like within 3 days or something of the actual event, so I'll reach out to some of my own contacts and
All right.
see if I can get a hold of Eagle Beverage and the other one, I can't remember its name over here.
LDS?
LDF sounds right. And see what they would need from me, because I'm pretty sure there's the initial tax that has to be paid upon purchase and then stuff like that. And then if they're not gonna be allowed to deliver under the license issued, then I'd have to go pick it up, so I'd be able to work that out.
And maybe you can work it out where they can deliver it, for instance, G&W or something like that, you know, you have to work out with them. Yeah. Well, it's CMB.
Yeah.
It's CMB.
And we have ways to go pick it up if we need to.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a deal, it's just scheduling, because
I
our
understand.
schedule gets really tight sometimes,
I bet.
especially just before an event,
You
when
bet,
we
yeah.
plan on having a booth and all that stuff too.
Oh, good.
But,
Yeah, you will be busy.
well, and I wanted to have our store open for it too, but that might be the sacrifice to be able to do the other two things.
You need
Well,
another person, don't you?
that highway's gonna be open anyway, so.
Yeah.
Might not work out, yeah, who knows?
Yeah, and we're thinking about after 5 o'clock, when the booths shut down.
Uh,
Because we've got at least one of our boys coming back into town to help us out.
oh, good.
Plus, I've got a group of guys to help with the beer garden now that that's going to be a thing and stuff. So now it's just rounding up tables and chairs. And want to throw up some extra tents to keep people in the shade if possible.
Yeah. A lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's part of what we do, I guess. Just a different variation on that.
Yeah.
You got a place where you get tables and chairs?
We've got a handful ourselves, but we'll shop around.
The hallway.
Are they marked?
We try to borrow as little stuff as possible. That way, if anything gets damaged, it's on us. I'm not big into borrowing.
Yeah.
I better get back to the office. Good seeing you, Phil.
You too. I may give you a call, make sure I get all the details right with the size and stuff. If that's all right.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
See you. See y'all later.
Thanks for coming.
Oh, no problem.
I don't know what to tell you on this thing. This is massive.
It is massive,
And
isn't
it,
it?
and it looks like it has a, well, that's an addendum there, or appendix. That has a signature page on it.
Let's just put the appendix in. Doesn't
Or
even go
exhibit.
online.
It says A1, it's an exhibit A.
Well, let me find out if it even has to be published. I'm going to guess so
Yeah.
because of the status of everything. But with resolutions, they don't always have to be.
I don't remember you guys publishing anything when you did it through GM Bank.
I don't think we did.
I think it was just in the report that resolution, whatever, was
Yeah.
passed.
Yeah,
So I don't remember. I mean, if anything you could do
yeah.
just to make sure you're covered or something, I suppose, but I don't remember you doing anything.
Philip, I'm gonna call you for a subscription.
Hey, great.
All right.
That'd be
All right,
fantastic.
yes, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find out. For me, that's all I would do is this first page one here
Mm-hmm.
that ends essentially there. And then you'd have some sort of a summary message that says, which includes Article 1, definitions through
Yeah.
whatever here to the signing page on, good grief, it's like 20 pages long.
I'm telling you. Well, see, I had it all in folders with the sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, but it was a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
So he took all the signage papers and separated them, and that's what he handed them.
Is this their official one? Because this says County of Anderson, City of Girard.
Mm.
That should- County of Crawford, I would think.
Mhm. This is what he gave this is what Johanna gave me. I'll look at the one that was emailed. There was one emailed today. I'll go look at it.
Yeah, hopefully it's fixed.
Do it all over again.
Well, what was it? CDBG sent us papers that we had to do for a temporary easement.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they copied a different,
Oh, yeah. That one says basic docs down on the
Yeah.
file name.
yeah. And then they changed it,
Uh,
but they didn't
they-
remove it. So we got 2 pages, one for Girard, one for another county.
oh, yeah.
So, but at least we didn't have to go in and manipulate.
Yeah, that's easier to remove a page. an
Oh,
entire page
and they
than
got them all
fix.
signed already. Oh, that's good. I'm tired.
Last name is Gomez.
Goings.
Going.
Yeah, James.
What does he
Goings.
do?
Right up there on the corner of Goings Enterprises LLC, they, right there where,
What was it, Mom's Kitchen?
yeah,
long
back in the
time ago,
old
and
days, it was a
Then the
pharmacy.
puppy, the haircutting
Mhm.
place with Carolyn Love.
Mhm.
I know, because I used to take our dog in there and get her haircut.
Oh, you did?
Carolyn was great. She was a good,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, she was good at what she did.
Wow.
Yeah.
He does a little bit of everything.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask.
He's my brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
I knew he was related to somebody that had something to do with the chamber,
Yeah.
like the chamber of copies, and I couldn't remember who had told me. They said he was really, really smart.
Yeah, he is married to my wife's sister, but my sister-in-law, so brother-in-law. Yep. Yeah, they do. You name it, I guess they do it. I
Sure,
don't
they
know.
had a ham and cheese sandwich, a bag of chips, and a drink for $3.
Yeah, so they started doing lunch things, and they've got
And now it's just 2 slices of bread,
yeah.
a slice of ham, and a slab of cheese. But for $3, you just want a really light lunch.
Mhm.
You know, you could go in and grab one. And soft serve ice cream, but you have to take it with you.
Oh yeah.
I haven't tried it.
They kind of started with jams and jellies. I gotta say, they're really good. I'm surprised how good they are. But and then he's got 3D printed things, little trinkets and stuff. I think most of it he sells online.
And let's have a cotton candy machine too, because it sells cotton candy.
He does at whatever events they go to and stuff. I guess
So
that must be a big seller, I think, for that one.
I love cotton candy. It's nothing but pure
It's
sugar.
Yeah.
But
Sugar
it melts
and
in your
air.
mouth.
Yeah. There's not much to it, so I bet the profit's pretty good on
Oh,
sugar.
yeah. It's, a little food coloring.
Yep, nothing to it.
And shoot, if you watch YouTube, they can make some really fancy cotton candy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really? I mean, little bunnies and little flowers.
I think they just whirl it on a stick.
Yeah.
Well, when I went in and talked to him, you know, regarding the
Yeah.
CMD, he had a bunch of them in plastic containers.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So,
Which they'll probably sell. They said they have booths.
yeah.
I bet you they'll sell those back ones. Yep. Yeah, who doesn't love cotton candy?
My husband, he could probably go without eating sweets.
Hmm.
I remember pulling big wads off the cotton candy in a ball and shove it in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Any way you can do it, eat
But
it.
you had to pick it off because you didn't dare eat it on that little paper cone, or because you'd have little wet balls all over the cotton candy. Then it's nasty.
Oh, yeah, you have to pull it off. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't want nasty cotton candy. There are rules.
Yeah, you don't want to share your
Yeah.
your cotton candy with people. You pull it off and give it to them.
So here's a question for you. I got that. My brother-in-law answered this a little bit different. Do you consider the strawberry Twizzlers licorice?
Licorice? I don't consider Twizzlers licorice.
You don't?
No.
Neither did he.
No.
He considers black licorice.
Well, that for sure is. But you can have other flavors of licorice, but I don't consider Twizzlers to be licorice.
Well, listen if it's not licorice.
Twizzlers.
Exactly.
That's all it said on the package. Yeah.
You've got red vines. There's nothing like red vines except red vines.
No, that's
Oh,
true.
wow.
Those are the little skinny long things, aren't they?
No.
I don't know if I know what red vines are.
They're similar to, they're a little softer than Twizzlers,
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a different.
but they're twisted as well.
Oh,
And you pull
okay.
them
Oh,
apart.
okay.
I don't like them.
Hmm.
I like Twizzlers fine. Yeah.
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 I don't know, kind of when I was a little kid, I'm a little, where I live at now, house, she always had packages and she always had a can of, I don't know, so orange.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bite each end off, stick them in your can. and-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly how we do it.
Yep.
Mhm. That's the right way.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like black licorice though.
I do too.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I like black jelly beans too.
I
No,
do
me too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Poor jelly bean. I'm not a jelly bean
I'm not
per se.
either.
And
I
people
don't eat
love
too much
jelly
sweets, yeah.
beans.
I wasn't too much into them, but Mike Granola and I went on some biking trips,
Mhm.
and man, you get just emptied of all energy after you go 50 miles or so, and
Yeah.
And then
you got a big bag of jelly beans in your, on your bike there, and you can open up and eat half a bag in no time flat, and then you just got a burst of energy.
Really? Wow.
So,
Oh, all.
Kind of got where I liked him when I was writing, but
Yeah.
I kind
Well,
of stopped.
I wonder if a minute's enough. I hope so.
Well, I'm in good company with people who like black liquor. There are not many, but I know
There
that
isn't
like.
hardly anybody.
Yeah. You can tell the quality of a person's character and whether or not they like black liquor.
Yeah.
Says me. So what's that wire you guys were ordering? Is that just for stock?
No. We got our 4-pole structure. It was wood and then we turned it into the steel. And then we're going from the steel structure underground to the other pole. So right now we have circuits tied together.
Okay. So where's this at? Is it at the?
The power plant on the
It's
west
at the power
side.
plant. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Huh. So this is
Just
for,
addition to it.
yeah, okay,
Mhm.
cool. Is this in preparation for the other generators coming in? No,
This
nothing
was
like that.
for getting rid of the old 4-part, because it was 1960s.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was about ready to fall over. We
I gotcha.
steel, yeah. It was due, it was ready to fall over.
I
That was part of the, when we said the 4-pole and the substation a couple years ago,
okay.
that was part of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that wire that I thought would work.
The job didn't even.
I know. Best laid plans and all that.
Yeah.
Sounds
Which
like
the
a-
engineer said the metal structure,
Yeah.
the concrete, they made it, you had to put down on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. That's all it is.
Oh, yes, you're late.
Call the meeting back.
I think governing body comments, right?
Mhm.
We're back in order.
We don't have anything.
We're not going back again.
No.
No.
Okay. No further, regular business. We're going to vote. Governing body comments. Vanessa?
I did have a question for Jackie. Those bathrooms at the skate park
They don't have any lights, right?
don't have any lights.
They're open. We'll have the lights fixed tomorrow. We finally got the new eyes in for them, but they've been all burned up. But they are open every day. Automatically open at 8 in the morning, 10, close at 10.
Well,
And have been for several weeks.
I've been there and I've tried to open the doors and not had access. And my kids and I were playing at the park. Nothing on a
We haven't-
weekend.
We haven't, I can talk about that. Is they talking about the skate
Oh,
park?
wait, never
We're
mind
trying to get
now.
the times figured out.
Oh, I'm coming.
Like, the timing's
Yeah.
not right. So
Just
we-
for the doors. I don't know about the light should be on the timer though.
okay,
but this
well,
is the
I couldn't
doors.
access the restroom. I pulled both doors, was rattling them, had nothing. Was on a.
We'll have to talk to the vendor who has been doing the electric.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Turn
thank
to
you.
your left.
It just seemed strange because I thought we had it figured out.
I've come over there and opened it, so that's the reason I'm surprised. It's,
I want to say it was probably 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening and
You said
on a
weekend though,
Sunday,
right?
Yeah. And yeah, I was just going there to use the skate park and I went and grabbed the doors and had.
yeah, they're supposed to be from 8 till 10 and they go off when the lights go off. We've had trouble on the inside because the little sensors, motion sensors burned up and they just came in today.
Okay, so get with
Yeah,
them and
look at it. Yep.
figure it out. That sounds great. So maybe that'll get fixed before it's too cold to use them. Aside from that, things are shutting down. The weather's getting colder, so no pool. Get your golfing in because, that's about a month and then it'll be too cold to do it. But use the amenities that are provided. Please spend your money locally. Use our local vendors. It'd be awesome. Kids are getting everywhere. They're going about their sports and their activities. So please remember that you can go watch those. You can go watch the Girard Trojans play their activities and take your family out to visit. Once again, that's putting money back into our school system, so that's always helpful. Aside from that, thank you for everybody doing a great job, and thanks for looking to the future, getting those things done that we need to get done, and always finding us that better price there, Cliff. I always appreciate how hard you guys dig and try to save the city money, so I appreciate you there. Aside from that, that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Lucas?
Mr. Mayor, I wanted to echo what Vanessa said. Thank the city employees day in, day out, what you guys do. And I talked to Cliff last time about winter and also Jackie. And it feels like it's getting colder faster. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. I've heard other people say the same thing. So hopefully it's not a harsh winter, but you never know till it happens. I did have one citizen come to me about an issue that, believe it or not, happened a few years ago. I've been here long enough now. The sidewalk east of G&W, there are trees that grow out, or how they have limbs. I know whenever Steve Brooks was here, we had talked about it, and it's doing it again.
East.
North, yes,
Bridge,
yeah,
north.
thank you, yeah.
Oh,
north.
On the
okay, I was
bridge,
getting
right in
I,
front of
I,
you.
I was
Like,
walking.
I don't even
I was
think there's
walking
any
the
trees
sidewalk
there.
and going east. Sorry, yep. Walking the sidewalk, going north of G&W. There are trees.
Oh, yeah, I know
and
where you're
they're-
talking about.
Yep. And what happened last time, a young kid was on a bike and tried to swerve, and I guess almost got hit. And I talked to Steve at that time. They cleared it up really good, but they're back again with the vengeance. And I believe there was another gentleman they said was about hit the other day, trying to avoid them.
My son and I use that way, and yeah, you ride in the grass, and
It's because the limbs are too low
it's
into
because
the
of
sidewalk.
trees, growing over the bridge, for sure.
So that was something that I do.
That down here on.
In front of the grocery store?
Is it St. John?
St. John.
St. John.
St. John.
Down on Ozark.
It's right in front of your driveway, across the street.
We've got the same issue down on Ozark, hanging out over Ozark Street. That probably at some point in time needs to be removed, because it's kind of a hazard. It could cause a problem.
How far is that one down?
Pardon?
Where's that one at? On
That's you know where Debbie Pike lives?
Mhm.
Just a half block east or south of her, right there along the fence line.
Okay.
It's hung out, quite a ways out towards the street back there, pretty low. So
I mean, sometimes that depends on if it's in our easement or not, right? Or if it's on property we own.
Well, that was
But
my
I think-
question too, because I know I was at Steve, but whenever Chris was here, city admin, there was a stop sign that was blocked by, I guess, rubbish or whatever, brush. Yeah, overgrowth. And is that something where if we have to as a city, we can take it out?
Yes, absolutely.
Because I was hoping, Jackie, if you can, at least the one that's north of G&W, it's been this is the second time. And if we can look at like more of a permanent solution, even if we had to talk to the homeowners and go up higher or whatever we'd have to
I
do.
don't think that's a homeowner thing. I think that's on that creek there.
It's on our drainage, right?
It's on our drainage, so I think that's our.
I'll check with Terry.
I'll have to look at it tomorrow. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, because that's the only, just because I know that this is twice that people that have tried to avoid it, and it's right by the highway. It's just so much
Mhm.
traffic there. I wouldn't want to see someone get hit or ran over.
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
Okay.
So that was really the only thing. Other than that, I'm excited that the facilities, we're getting the facilities taken care of. I do apologize to Vanessa because I know that was one thing where there's programming involved and there's some timing that we had to get worked out. So we'll work on that tomorrow and this week. The skate park itself, I've been seeing more pickleball people using it. So I don't know if in the future we can look at resurfacing that. I know it's a long-term plan, but maybe the next couple of years we can get that resurfaced. if there will be some use, I think there will be some use out of it. I know they still play at the activity center indoor, but when the weather's nice, though, that is something that I've seen several individuals using it. Same with the disc golf. You see people parked there and actually using the course, and it looks really nice. I'm glad we leave some of the hazards there, and then the fairways, I guess you call them, are always look nice when I drive by. So Jackie, thanks for the guys doing that. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Bill?
Like to thank the city and the employees for their work, day in and day out. I know there's a lot of situations to deal with, and it's not really easy sometimes, especially, when you're putting up maybe with the public or something. They have different ideas about things than we do. So, but I appreciate all the hard work and stuff. That's all I have.
Anything? Daryl?
I really have no comment tonight.
Okay,
Can I throw something out there, Mr. Mayor? I forgot one thing. Please.
go ahead.
Tomorrow is going to be the last farmer's market, and there's a special group of grade schoolers that have been trained. They've been doing some training, and they're going to have lemonade stands set up. And with that, we ask that you bring empty bladders and lots of money and visit those lemonade stands and help those kids.
Break empty what?
Bladders.
Oh,
Lots of
I thought you meant an empty cup or an empty pitcher.
I'm sure they'll pour it in your cup,
Bill.
Bill.
Carry your stuff in it.
But these kids have trained to do this. They've done it through the school, and we just want to come and support their new businesses. So if you would please attend, that's from 4 to 6 tomorrow on the east side of the square. So please visit the farmer's market to help these kids out.
Thank you. Okay, what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put out a thanks for the people who filled out the lead and copper surveys that the city sent out, and let the other people who haven't filled them out, they need to do more, they need to respond more. Because the fact is that if it's not turned in, they'll just basically go in as lead and copper, whether they are or not. And then that creates an added burden for the public works, because they have to sample those areas where it shows the lead and copper.
And the homeowner.
And it affects the homeowner also, so they need to fill out the lead and copper surveys.
Mr. Mayor, if they've already disposed of those, can they come down and get another copy of them?
I'm sure they can, yes. They
Come
have
to the office.
for them. If they don't have those, they've disposed of them or whatever, they can get some, one at City Hall.
We can get some.
And then I want to thank the employees and everybody and stuff, and Philip for his prompt response for when we need our legals added, where we need our legals done and stuff. So,
And corrections when me or Karen have a mistake.
and that's about all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, a motion that we adjourn.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We're adjourned.
Dang, we got items A through N done. I thought we were going to be here forever.
No, I don't.
That was actually pretty quick for everything we had to do.